All right, we're excited to have our next guest because we have Thomas Rutledge, and he's the owner of Garage Living of Austin. And Garage Living is it's Austin franchise. It's a new franchise. I say relatively new. And I stumbled across this, got introduced by a friend, and went over to see the showroom. And was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest place. And Thomas, welcome to Speed City. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, I wanted to get Thomas on because they do. If you have a garage and it's just a normal garage with maybe even some unpainted sheetrock and a dirty floor, they can help you fix everything in your garage from new flooring to shelving to workbenches to lighting to car lifts to even helping you. They can be the GC on a project to go crazy with it. Thomas, is that a good overview?
I think that's a great overview. We help transform those garages and bring them up, extend that luxury inside your home out to the garage.
Well,
And then sometimes we'll extend that luxury to your car condo. So, um,
yeah, the car condo is a
Thomas,
good point. Go ahead, Bob.
I would imagine that, and I've seen your work, so I know that it would add to the value of a property. Can you quantify how much you add? Of course, it depends on if the prospective buyer is a car guy or not, but it just seems it's just stellar stuff to me.
right. We try to be the premium provider in the market, and trying to quantify the ROI is difficult because, everyone can manipulate formulas. But really, I
Right.
know that the days on market, when you go to sell your home and that buyer goes out in the garage and just would rather spend all their time out in the garage, kind of like all of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's nice to have a place to be.
Thomas, let me tell you a story because Jonathan, you remember the house that I was in when you met me?
Yes. Yep.
So I had this fantastic, basically a barn, a second garage out there, and I completely transformed it into a car
Yeah. Yeah.
paradise.
Yeah.
Put a two-post lift in it,
Mm.
and when we put our house on the market, it wasn't one of these insane markets, high or low. It was kind of a normal market, but we got more than asking price for our house, and the realtor said 100% it was because of the way I had modified
Mm.
that second garage.
Oh, as a
Because I put
niche
that
thing, if
oh
at the minute you would sell, if you were a car guy, you would, yeah, you'd give up a lot of things that weren't maybe to your liking for that.
well, it also helped me in my negotiations. When you get into the nitty gritty when you're selling a
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
I mean that car lift made that the sale of my home, and that is
Amazing.
not an exaggeration. In fact, the next house, my wife was like, "Oh, I guess you're going to put a lift in this one." In other words, we
Mhm.
did so well with that, which
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
still in that house now. And yes, I have a lift
Hey
in that
guys,
one
we got a
too.
guest here that can do all of that. Come
Hey
on,
man,
let's go with
I am
Tom.
telling him that his what he does for people's homes makes their house more valuable. He's going to let me go on and on
Yeah,
about that.
yeah. Well, we needed to start at the top of the hour then. Thomas, are you guys nationwide? Are you
We
do
are
you do
Garage Living's
projects?
50 locations between the United States and Canada, and there's actually 3 in
Mhm.
Australia.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
So
So
tell
we started about 20 years ago. Been in Austin for 6 years, and it
Mhm.
started out as let's make the garage a little bit more organized. Let's make it a little bit nicer. And as you get into it, the products become, higher quality, or the solutions expand. To car
Mhm.
lifts, obviously for this crew, when you're talking, everyone has a toy, and when you need extra room for that toy, the car lift is, like
it's
John
the
said,
ultimate
it's
toy.
magical.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
the
and
ultimate toy.
Thomas, I'm just interested. You say Australia and obviously Austin, but I would have thought this is a good market because, and I'm kind of asking or wanting to know about the demographics because, youngsters aren't buying as many cars as they used to, but sort of my age group is still sort of nostalgic for what's in the garage, and having that, Mustang or Shelby sat there and taking it out for rides, now and again. But is that a dying scene or not?
It is. I used to think that we could put our finger on the demographics, but we can't. We have kids right out of college that, they like their sports cars. We've got guys, when we build out their garage and put a workbench in there, it's going to get worked on.
Mhm.
So it's so all over the board, and Austin's it's a good melting pot, and with the local race scene
Yeah.
and the coda.
Have you seen it
It's,
grow?
you know, it's growing definitely. And we've
Yeah.
just started to tap the market in Austin of the car condos. There's a
Yeah.
few on the ground already. There's a few in construction right now, but everyone likes their toys. And when you have, we were attracted to the business by the quality of the products and the install teams. And it's so much fun because all we get to do all day long is talk about how do you fit more toys into your garage, or how do you, when you come home and hit that button and that door comes up, you just want it to look good.
Yeah.
You want everything off the floor, everything to, my wife just sits out in the garage, walking on the floor sometimes, and she grew up in a car family, and she's like, I can't believe I have a garage this nice.
In that respect,
I
do you
would guess.
Go ahead, Bob.
Well, I was just going to say, it sounds like a business where every project is different in some way, shape, or form. Some guy has an E-Type, some guy has a huge lifted, master cab pickup truck or something. So you've got to be flexible. Would that be the case?
Very flexible. Every solution is custom made. We'll come out to your home and take measurements and kind of talk about what you want to do with your garage. And then we have a design consultant is second to none. He's been with us 6 years. He's designed hundreds of garages, so he knows what works and what doesn't work. And someone might have in their mind a direction they want to go, and it's nice to know that someone's been there before. So yeah, everyone's solution is different. We might have electricians coming out putting, rerunning electricity to run car chargers. Some people want exhaust fans, and then others want that car lift so they can actually, work on their car, mainly the 2-post lifts, or someone that's got a showroom garage, we'll put a four-post lift in there. They can move it around. So the solutions are endless.
Thomas,
That's really cool.
You said you also do
What's
the tiles that you put down, not just talk about the floor coating, first of all, because you guys do something that's beyond, I used to be epoxy back in the day, but it's something even more durable than that now, right?
Right. So everything's kind of advanced to the polyaspartic phase. It's just a little bit more flexibility. So when your home foundation changes, because everyone has seen those epoxy flooring from 20 years ago that it's all peeled up and it's brittle. So luckily the technology of the product has changed. So it's a non-issue anymore. Some people want that, Floor-Tex coated system where it's the flake floor. And some people might want to design Swiss tracks, with the tiles, the plastic tiles.
Right.
And those are a lot of fun because you can add your personality, and I want to design and I want to outline, and let's do some color changes. And it's what everyone likes to do,
And my garage, my current
cars,
garage,
we like our garage.
Not my workshop garage, but my main garage has got a crack in the concrete. And I was like, oh, that's going to have to be repaired. But instead of doing that and doing a coating, I did the Swiss track style, and I covered it, and it actually was pretty easy. I did it in an afternoon, and it transformed my old garage, and it's just amazing. It looks incredible. And, pulling up a cool car on top of that versus a broken concrete floor looks amazing. So that was a big deal for me. And I love those tiles because they work great.
Thomas, what's the
go ahead, Bob.
craziest thing you can recall being asked to incorporate in a solution to a garage? I've seen turntables, I've seen elevators to take exotic cars below ground level in inexpensive homes so they're secure when the owner's not around. What's the craziest thing you guys have done?
The craziest and the most amazing thing we've done is we did a garage, which ended up being like a garage apartment for a former MotoGP racer. And, there's the kitchenette. And then he had this really cool diagram of a motorcycle engine on one of the whole walls. But he had probably 10 to 12 motorcycles that he had ridden over the time. And we put trickle chargers. We did under cabinet lighting on the wall organization system, and we built in trickle chargers to every single station. It was like the Bat Cave.
Wow. Well, Thomas,
and
we're almost out of time.
His leathers hung up.
I wonder if that was your friend.
Could be.
With you, can you? Well, I can't say. We don't want to talk about.
No,
Can't really say right.
you can't tell a mystery.
Thomas,
there's plenty of world champions here in
Yeah,
Texas.
that's true.
Let's just say it was amazing.
Yeah. Well, Thomas Rutledge, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's really cool.
GarageLiving.com, and I think you can just search up Austin or whatever city you're in if you happen to be watching outside of Austin. It's amazing stuff, Thomas. I was excited to have you on, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys for having me.